Question number 11. Mr. Sinha has invested in three mutual fund schemes as per details below. So, here are the details, and this is scheme X, this is scheme Y, and this is scheme Z. Okay, let us see the details. So, date of investment is given, and amount of investment is given, and net asset value, that is NAV, at entry date is given, and dividends received up to 31/3/2009 is given, and NAV as at 31/3/2009 is given. That is closing NAV. You are required to calculate effective yield on per annum basis. Okay, that is annualized return in respect of each of the three schemes to Mr. Sinha up to 31/3/2009. Okay, so this is nothing but annualized return. And what all are given? Investment date, amount of investment, NAV at entry date, and dividends received up to 31/3/2009, that is dividends, and NAV as at 31/3/2009, this is closing NAV, and this is opening NAV. Okay, so let us start solving the problem. First, what is asked in the question? It is question number 11. What is asked in the question? We need to find out effective yield on per annum basis, right? Which is nothing but annualized return. So, in one of our previous questions, we have seen this formula. Annualized return is equal to closing NAV minus opening NAV plus distributions per unit divided by opening NAV. This entire thing is nothing but holding period return, right? Into 12 or 365. 12 in case of months and 365 in case of days. So here we will take 365 by holding period in days, right? So this is the formula that we are going to use. Okay, so now in this question, what all are given? So we have closing NAV, this is given. We have opening NAV, this is also given. We have distributions on the whole, so we need to calculate distributions per unit, need to be calculated, right? This is given. Oh, here it should be opening NAV, right? Now, holding period in days, is it given? No, it's not given. This also needs to be calculated. To be calculated. Okay. So we will start solving the problem and we'll calculate distributions per unit and holding period in days, and then we will use this formula to find the effective yield on per annum basis. Okay, Question number 11. Computation of effective yield of three schemes on per annum basis. Okay. Particulars working serial number. Particulars working. What are the schemes? X, Y, and Z. Schemes X, Y, and Z. Okay. Now, what is given? Date of investment and amount of investment are given. Date of investment given. Amount of investment given. Okay. Let's take the values. 1/12/2018, 1/1/2009, 1/3/2009, 1/12/2008, 1/1/2009, 1/1/2009, 1/3/2009. Okay. Amount of investment 5 lakh, 1 lakh, 50,000 rupees, 5 lakh rupees, 1 lakh rupees, 50,000. Okay. What else is given? NAV at entry date. Okay. This is also given. It is 10.5, 10, 10 rupees, 10.5 rupees, 10 rupees, 10. Now, what can we find out? Amount of investment by NAV at entry date will give us quantity purchased, right? Why do we have to calculate quantity purchased? Because dividend it is given. See here, dividends received up to 31/3/2009 is given not on per unit basis but on the whole it is given, right? So we will calculate quantity purchased. This is D. What is quantity purchased? It is amount of investment by NAV at entry date, that is B by C. B divided by C. Okay. Now let us calculate. 5 lakh by 10.5. We get 47619 approximately. 47619. Okay. If you want, we'll write here. Next, 1 lakh by 10, that is 10,000. Next, 50,000 by 10, that is 5,000. Okay. Next. So now we calculated quantity purchased. Now what is given? Dividends received up to 31/3/2009. We'll we'll write dividends received. This is given 9,500, 1,500 nil rupees, 9,500, 1,500 and nil. So what is dividend per unit? Dividend per unit. It is dividends received by quantity purchased. That is E by D. E divided by D. Right? So 9,500 by 47619. That is 0.2. Next it is 1,500 by 10,000. 1,500 by 10,000. That is 0.15. And this is nil. Okay. Now, so we have opening a NAV, we have closing a NAV, right? Did we take? No. We'll take closing a NAV now. NAV asset 31/3/2009. NAV as at 31/3/2009. This is given 10.4, 10.1, 9.8. Right? So we have closing NAV minus opening NAV. We have distributions per unit, that is just now we calculated dividend per unit, and we have opening NAV, and we don't have holding period, right? We just have date of investment, and we are asked to find out the effective yield of three schemes on per annum basis up to 31/3/2009. Okay, so this is the closing date, right? So first I will write down what is the closing date. Okay, closing date given in all cases it is 31/03/2009. 31/03/2009. 31/03/2009. Now I'll find out holding period. Holding period. This is nothing but closing date minus date of investment, that is H minus A. Now, when we are finding the number of days held, okay, so this was invested on 1st December 2008. So, how many days should we consider for this month of December? Is it 31 or is it 30? So should we exclude this 1/12/2008, that is date of investment, or should we include? So the thing is, we have to include this date of investment while calculating the period held, and also we need to include the closing date, right? Because I purchased on this date, so I'll have this unit on this date, and also I'm valuing at this date, so even this date needs to be considered, right? So for December it is 31, 31 plus January it is 31, February it is 28 plus March it is 31. Okay, that is 31 plus 31 plus 28 plus 31, that is 1 to 1. Okay, and here it is from January. So 31 plus 28 plus 31, that is 31 plus 28 plus 31, that is 90. And here it is only for March, that is 31. So now we have all details, right? So we will find out effective yield on per annum basis. effective yield on per annum basis, right? So it is closing NAV minus opening NAV plus distributions per unit divided by opening NAV into 365 by holding period. Okay, so this is the working. So now let us calculate for all. Okay, so in the first case, it is what is closing NAV? Closing NAV is nothing but 10.4. 10.4 minus this is 10.5. 10.5 plus 0.2. 0.2 divided by 10.5. 10.5 into 365 by 121. So we get 2.9%. Okay, and in the second case it is 10.1 minus 10 plus 0.15 divided by 10 into 365 by 90. It is 10.1%. And in the third case, it will be 9.8 minus 10, 9.8 minus 10 plus, there are no distributions, so nothing, nil, divided by 10 into 365 by 31. So it is 23.55. So minus 23.55%. So these are the values. Okay. So this is the solution. Also, let us see problem number 10. A has invested in three mutual fund schemes as per details below. Date of investment, amount of investment, NAV at entry date, and dividends received up to 31/3/2010. NAV as at 31/3/2010 are given for MFA, MFB, and MFC. What is the effective yield on per annum basis in respect of each of the three schemes to Mr. A up to 31/3/2010? It is exactly same like problem number 11, right? So we are skipping this. Skip.